Our second pattern is called double pinch. So we have two pinches happening on the beat, in this case on beat 2 and beat 4. We still have the thumb playing quarter notes, and we're also getting into a little bit of left hand muting as well. So let's take a look. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to keep our thumb going on quarter notes just like we did on pattern number 1. And I'm going to start with an A minor chord. So my root here is on the 5th string. So my alternating pattern, 5th string, 4th string, 6th string, 4th string for that A minor chord. So this time we're going to have two pinches. We're going to pinch on the 2nd beat and the 4th beat. Again, index finger on the 3rd string, middle on the 2nd string, ring finger on the 1st string. Still kind of imagining that diagonal line, right? If you watch my thumb's always on the top of that line. And I'm going to be muffling the bass here, muting it for this example, but you could also play with your hand floating if you want. Okay, so let's just look at the A minor. Here's the thumb, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. That's out of the pinches. 1, 2, 1. That's that rhythmic pattern. It has a great feel because we're kind of putting an emphasis on beats 2 and 4, also called the backbeat, sort of when a snare would play on a drum kit. This is a great rhythmic pattern for accompanying with fingerstyle. Now, what I'm doing with my left hand in the performance is on those beats 2 and 4, to accent the backbeat even more, what I'm doing is I'm actually muting a bit with my left hand. And it's a technique in itself to work on. But I just want to show you how I'm doing that. For this particular chord, A minor, really anytime you have a fretted note and you want to mute that string, all you need to do is lift up the pressure slightly with your left hand. Now, I'm not lifting my fingers all the way off the neck. I'm just lifting it up enough to sort of stop and mute those notes. So that's the trick. Anytime you have a fretted note, just lift up the pressure, it will mute with the left hand. If you have an open string like this top open string, which we have on the E string, the way to mute that is either take an available finger, like in this case the pinky finger, and you mute it like that. The other option is you sort of collapse your chord, which is what I usually go for. I'm just sort of collapsing that chord. So let's look at the same thing again with the muted left hand and that kind of really accenting beats 2 and 4. That kind of thing. So I'm going to mute every single chord. Let's look at the D minor 7, which is our next chord. 4th string root. So again, now I'm going 4th, 3rd, 5th, 3rd. Those are the string numbers with my right hand with a thumb. And again, I'm shifting up my right hand on those 4th string root chords. So index fingers on the 2nd string, middle fingers on the 1st string. Let's do the same thing there. So here's the thumb. 1, 2, 3, 4, not fingers. 1, 2, 3. Just like that. Now you could let those notes sustain if you wanted to. There's no muting on either hand there. Just everything's ringing out. Every bit as good of a pattern. So the pattern's the same, just sort of you've modified your technique a little bit. And the last chord is going to be an E7. So I've got the root on the 6th string. Here's my thumb. 6, 4, 5, 4. Again, on that E7, because of all the open strings, I'm sort of using my ring finger and pinky to help mute those strings on beats 2 and 4. So let's look at the example at a slow tempo all the way through. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so when you do the muting with the left hand, be sure that you get the sort of principal note first. So when I hit the chord, I actually hear the notes, then mute it. Sometimes it's easy to just mute first and not hear any of the chords. So as you're playing that, make sure that you're hearing some of the chord first and then muting it right away after. The other thing is that you should practice these patterns. In this particular example, I'm doing pinches on beats 2 and 4, but it's really valuable and useful to practice them on, for instance, beats 1 and 3, beats 2 and 3, beats 1 and 4. So just let me demonstrate really fast through the same progression, beats 1 and 4. So the thumb's still quarter notes, but this time I'm placing the pinch on beats 1 and 4. Sounds like this: 1, 2, 3, 4. Now D minor 7.